backcountry skiing increases in popularity, it attracts more and more thrill seekers each day. The adrenaline-charged feeling of floating becomes an addictive lifestyle. Skiers are going off the beaten path in search of the perfect run. But there's a much darker side with fatal consequences.
That day was January 5th, 2015. Sparkling, beautiful day. It had snowed maybe 6 inches, but there'd also been quite a bit of wind. So that day was a beautiful day, and the boys all got up and had a fun breakfast. They were always cracking jokes. So that morning they went up the chairlift, and it wasn't roped off, and they decided to go. But the slab of snow was loosened, and as Ronnie and Bryce took their first turns, the snow started to slide. And the snow just let go, just like something so fast, it's like something falling off a table. And then they started digging. They didn't have beacons. They didn't have any of the equipment they should have had. They were buried 3 meters down. It was half an hour before they actually got to these guys, but it was too late.
Avalanches kill more than 150 people throughout the world every year. Most avalanches occur within 24 hours after a storm drops at least 12 inches of snow. The terminal velocity reaches over 150 kilometers per hour. That's 93 miles per hour. Avalanches accumulate much more things going downhill. This includes trees, rocks, ice, and anything that gets in its path. Natural occurrences happen when there is an increased load of snowfall. Rain, earthquakes, and solar radiation are often to blame. They are most dangerous in sheer terrain because they accumulate an immense amount of snow at high speeds. This footage was captured on Mount Everest during an avalanche. It claimed the lives of 18 people.
Avalanches occur all the time in the backcountry. It depends upon the weather and how that relates to the snowpack conditions. And there are certain days when 0 avalanches are going to happen, and other days when they're happening all the time. From a snowpack, kind of physical characteristic thing, essentially it's the stress on the snowpack overloads the strength of the snowpack. So that can happen from weather effects. Around here in Tahoe, oftentimes it's new snow. So if you add a bunch of weight really rapidly, the snowpack can't adjust to it, and that's when you have the avalanche that occurs. If we look for the clues of instability, like whoomping, which is when the snowpack actually collapses under your feet, shooting cracks, the presence of avalanches, That's a really key one. If an avalanche just happened, it's also possible that one could happen around the corner, right? If we can observe those things and then make our decision based on that, we can avoid getting caught in an avalanche.
When we like to say there's a decision-making framework, and part of that is making observations. So you make observations in the snowpack. Before you even go, you make observations online and you check out the avalanche forecast. The people who are out there every day, the professionals, and you see what they're forecasting, their danger rating, what slopes am I looking for? Is it above tree line? Is it below tree line? What is the danger? Most avalanches occur between basically 30 and 45 degrees. The other thing is like aspect. So what aspect to the wind terrain? Is it getting wind loaded? Is it getting wind scoured? So our predominant winds in Tahoe are from the southwest. So it means that most of the wind piles on the northeast aspect. So you need to know that, but that's not, and this winter, our winds were coming from the northeast. So they're constantly changing. So that's where we get observations in terms of looking at weather.
And some aspects are south-facing, and so they're going to get more sun than a north-facing aspect. Additionally, wind. During the storm, wind will transport snow, and so we need to pay attention to which aspect is the wind taking snow from, and which aspect is the wind loading the snow onto. So there's a whole series of steps if you are caught in an avalanche. Essentially what it boils down to is initially try to get off the avalanche. You ski down and off to the side at a 45-degree angle, attempting to escape it. If you're at the very top, you try to grab onto a small tree or self-arrest on the bed surface and allow the avalanche to go down below you. As you start to come to rest, you want to reach across to your backpack strap to create an air pocket. And then with your other hand, you're going to reach up and try to put it through the surface of the snow so that your rescuers can see that clue. Problems that we see around here in the Tahoe area are storm slabs. Sometimes our storms come in with temperature changes throughout the course of the storm. What will happen is over the course of, let's say, 1 foot of snow falling, is that it'll get lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. So this is really good. This means that there isn't a slab overlying a weak layer. But sometimes the storm starts off cold. So you'll have really light density snow at the bottom. And then over the course of the rest of the storm, it gets warmer and warmer and warmer. And as we know, when it gets warmer, snow gets heavier. So then we end up with a heavy layer of snow sitting on top of a cold, light layer. And this creates a really significant avalanche problem.
Avalanche airbags are a necessity when riding in the backcountry. The new airbag technology can prevent you from being buried alive, as well as speeding up the rescue process due to clear visibility.
And it basically like keeps you afloat. It's like a big balloon. That saved a number of people in avalanches. One of the best things to have is a helmet from the trauma.
Every single morning, check the avalanche forecast. Throughout the day, you constantly check the snowpack.
What kind of gear do you bring up there?
Basic gear like a beacon is a must, and a shovel and a probe. That's like rescue gear.
A beacon is used to locate a person in distress. The beacon is synced to 2 or more receivers that are able to work in conjunction with each other. They are transceivers and receive signals of the person's whereabouts. A probe is a portable collapsible rod that can be extended into the snow. They are used to pinpoint the exact location of the victim many meters deep. A shovel is a vital part of avalanche safety equipment. Once the victim is located, it is necessary to dig them out of the snow, which may have very thick walls. It is critical to understand the time window of survival. Within the first 40 minutes, 90% of those who are buried don't survive. More than half of the buried victims die in the first 15 minutes, and 8% with the air pocket live much longer. Lake Tahoe is known worldwide for their alpine skiing. The snowfall averages from 300 to 500 inches per year. Loose wet avalanche activity will continue to occur this spring, but with the proper equipment and preparation, you could save a life.